UN versus Israel, a new call for accountability. What's next? In September 2024, the United Nations General Assembly made a historic move, adopting a resolution in the wake of the International Court of Justice's advisory opinion on Israel's policies in the Palestinian territories. But is this resolution enough to address decades of defiance? Or does it merely scratch the surface of a deeper crisis? Let's dive into the story behind the headlines. The ICJ highlighted that Israel's policies in the occupied Palestinian territories since 1967, including the West Bank and East Jerusalem, amount to annexation, an act prohibited by international law. The court also condemned these policies as a violation of the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, labeling them as apartheid. In response, the UNGA passed a resolution deploring Israel's disregard for international law. It demanded accountability, calling for economic sanctions and halting arms transfers to Israel. It also gave Israel 12 months to comply, a time frame criticized as overly lenient given the ongoing violence in the region. Here's the bigger question: should Israel, a nation repeatedly accused of flouting international law, remain a member of the United Nations? Many argue that its violations spanning decades warrant expulsion from the United Nations. Since October 2023, Israel has reportedly attacked UN facilities and humanitarian convoys over 460 times, killing over 200 UN relief and works agency staff members. This blatant hostility is not new. Israel has long campaigned against UN agencies like UNRWA, accusing them of bias and terrorism, claims widely disputed by the international community. Under the UN Charter, all member states must comply with Security Council resolutions. Yet Israel has defied more than 24 resolutions since 1967. These include landmark decisions like Resolution 242, which emphasize the inadmissibility of acquiring territory by war. So, can the UN expel Israel? According to Article 6 of the UN Charter, a member state that persistently violates Charter principles can be expelled by the General Assembly, with a recommendation from the Security Council. However, the UNSC's dynamics make this path challenging, especially given the US's veto power. A historical parallel offers insight. In the 1970s, the UNGA moved to exclude South Africa due to its apartheid policies in the occupation of Namibia, despite opposition in the Security Council. But a similar approach worked for Israel. The ICJ's advisory opinion on Namibia underscores a critical point. The ICJ's advisory opinion on Namibia underscores a critical point. Security Council resolutions are binding, regardless of their Chapter 7 status. This precedent bolsters the case for holding Israel accountable. The UN's credibility hangs in the balance. Failing to act reinforces a dangerous precedent that powerful allies can shield nations from consequences, undermining the international legal system. The path to expulsion is steep, but interim measures like suspending Israel's participation through accreditation challenges could send a powerful message. One thing is clear: the international community must act decisively to uphold justice and accountability. Do you believe that Israel should face expulsion or other consequences for its actions? Let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe RCLP's YouTube channel for more in-depth analysis on international relations.